Hi everyone, welcome back to Through Alchemy. So, this reading is going to be all about you. This is going to be why can't you stop thinking about this specific person on your mind? We're going to find out what's going on, what information can you get from spirit about how this person literally lives rent free in your mind. So, we have 5 piles from the left to right. If you're looking for more niche content from me, I have another channel called Feral Oracle. It has all spiritual readings. The link is given down below. Pause if you need a little longer. Pick the one which calls your name the most, and I am gonna begin with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the yellow agate, this will be your reading on why can't you stop thinking about this person. So, I'm picking up that you think that this is a soulmate, or you think this is a very important partnership or a spiritual connection in your life. And I think that's true. I'm hearing from spirit that is true. You can't stop thinking about this person because it's somewhere that you know how attachment styles vary from person to person. Like you might be avoidant for somebody who is turning out to be quite anxiously attached towards you, and you can become anxious for someone that is more avoidant in nature than you, something like that. So it seems like this person, your dynamic with them is turning out to be that you're becoming quite anxious and they're becoming more avoidant. And I think that this is not a bad person. They're quite empathetic. They want to improve themselves. But right now, you're dealing with their trauma, not them. You can't compete with somebody's childhood trauma, basically. We have the card of Pluto. Yeah, so you are going through a massive change yourself, right? You may spend nights just thinking about this person and not sleeping, and because you feel so distant with this person from what you really want, that you may spend your time watching tarot readings, or you want to heal. I can see that, I can feel that you want to heal, but you feel so stuck. You just want this person. um you just want them to embrace you the way that you want to, and this person is also somewhere you're trying to heal your own inner child wounds. Sixth house, you want this person to talk to you more, you want this person to participate in your life more, but they're not doing that because they're being very avoidant in nature, because they feel the connection with you too. I'm hearing something about like take what I say seriously if you want to make changes in your life. So I don't know what I'm gonna get moving forward. Yeah, we have the card of study. This person loves you, okay? They do feel that connection, but you're dealing with their trauma more than the person themselves. Does that make sense? Glamour in reverse. We have the into this mirror and now see realms of possibility. This person feels stuck, and so do you. There is some sort of mirroring where it feels difficult. Like, where do I take this? Where do I go? This is how this person feels, and that's why they're not acting on it. Because I keep saying that you're dealing with their trauma, you're not dealing with them. Does that make sense? They're also in this connection dealing with your trauma. They're not dealing with the real you. You need to go through more changes in order to actually figure out who you really are, rather than constantly having trauma responses in relationships. Some of you, or specifically maybe this person, okay? I'm gonna let you in on a secret about them. They find love so taxing, first of all, because of their past experiences. Second of all, how they start feeling in love. It's not exactly how love is, but their response to love. And sometimes people can't differentiate between the two. So, for example, if you want to date this person, but they're not paying attention to you and you're just attracted to some unavailable part of them, right? It's not the experience of dating and love in itself, but your own, maybe what your nervous system is attracted to. And I'm not blaming you for this. I hope you understand that. I'm just trying to explain something from an objective point of view, that we're just observing your emotional body. We're observing this person's emotional body, how it reacts to when it starts liking or feeling something for somebody. That's what I'm picking up. Resistance is not towards love itself, but to how their own body and psyche responds to feelings of love towards another person. That's why I keep saying you're dealing with a trauma, transformation, defining yourself, and you can do whatever you feel is right for you after acquiring this information. I'm not saying that you stop thinking about them or you force yourself to move on or you make moves towards them. Maybe this is just the information that you need to absorb. Sometimes we don't have to always do something with what we're getting. Maybe we can just observe how we feel after having acquired that piece of information, right? Transformation, defining yourself. This person wants to change. Your thoughts are fragments of endless possibilities. The word over here that I'm constantly getting is possibilities. They want to see some sort of opening in this connection that tells them that, hey, I can be with this person. But it seems like they're quite dumbfounded by their feelings for you. First of all, I don't think they have completely accepted that they actually have fallen for you in love, not liking, in love. I can't talk about you, I'm not picking up on you as well, but it's possible you might also downplay it sometimes because you see that this person may not give you what you really want, so you kind of try to brush it off. But the way that you both think about each other, personal goals, you are this person's goal, okay? It's not like they don't think about you, that they don't want you. um, you are having some eye-opening realizations. I don't know if it's just the phase you're in or if it's through this reading. I definitely feel like you're going to realize something about the situation. And for majority of you, something is going to change after having acquired this information through this specific reading. Overthinking, contemplation, headspace, intellectualize you and your person. And see, when you're dealing with an emotional, when you're dealing with a spiritual connection that's highly emotional and can get volatile, it's like we feel the good stuff a lot more than, it's euphoric. And when we feel bad, it's quite low, right? So this is somewhere where I see that you will start realizing that even though you have this connection with this person and it's quite obsessive and it's a part of like just projecting your romantic fantasies. I don't know if I'd call it limerence, but that is a psychological term for this, where the gap between what we want with that person and how we want to be fulfilled with the needs that we've not been taken care of, with the care we've not received in our childhood, that makes us project those fantasies on the other person. Sometimes it depends on where we're at in our life. This is quite moon energy, inner self, subconscious, your inner world. You want to be taken care of. And similar for this person. But the gap between who they really are and what you really want in this connection is being highlighted as somewhere you need to rise up to the occasion and fulfill that gap for yourself. I could not have explained it any better, that this is what happens when we get obsessed with the idea of someone rather than how they're really showing up, because you're spending late nights staying awake for this person, thinking about them, simply because there's an aching part of you that wants to be caressed and cuddled and taken care of. And given the fact that you're in a pickle of this situation, this pickle, and I think that I myself have been in these situations. I think that the best way, and it's a very messy journey. I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be fixed in one go, or there's a perfect way to go about it, or you just have to follow the way in which I describe it. No, I'm pretty sure that your natural state of being is going to define you in, or push you into a flow that works for you. Something that worked for me may not work for you. And I think that if logically, or psychologically, I'd rather say, if I had to explain this, it is a gap in between what you really want and what you are not getting. And limerence is a state, or projecting our fantasies on the other person. That's where we stay awake. So maybe it's time to drop from our mind to our body and really feel the absence of this person right now. I would not recommend for you to go too much into the psychology and this therapist state of analyzing, I'm an anxious and they're an avoidant, so I'm not going to be able to, or they need to do this and blah, 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 blah. No, I think this is a time where you actually be a human more than a brainiac right now. That's what I'm going to recommend you out of everything that I see, is that um, how do you be kind to yourself? You don't judge yourself. And most of all, you don't judge yourself for being stuck on someone who may not be capable of showing for you. This is just the current energy. But I do want to say that this is not a healthy dynamic. You deserve someone that shows up for you, and vice versa. And I'm not saying this is just you doing this. It's possible that this person is also projecting their fantasies. Just because they're showing up in a different way than you are, whatever runner chaser dynamic you'd like to call it, it doesn't mean that they don't want the things that you want. But this is where it gets tricky, because they're showing up in a different way than they're capable of, or what you require, and you're also showing up in a different way. um Things could switch up if you start running away from them and they start chasing you, because that's what happens. It's actually quite uncanny, because at the end of the day, we're both scared, anxious, or avoidant to fall in love and be abandoned, not be reciprocated. So they're just showing up in a different way, but they do want the same things that you do. And this will not be dealt with, this situation and this connection will not be dealt with logicality. It supersedes logicality. It's completely based on emotions. It's completely based on what you didn't get in your childhood. This is not to this is not to diminish the spiritual connection over here, but this is actually speaking in volumes about what you think that love is. Everybody has different types of definitions for love, and there may as well be different types of love, and they actually are. There's love between family members, there's love between friends, there's love between partners, there's love between people that even are in situationships. It's just the way that we respond to love is very different. It doesn't make us a bad person. That's a very subjective question, of course, because um, all of us do morally compartmentalize actions, and I think to an extent we should, because that's what defines integrity. But again, it's a very subjective thing, so I can't really comment on it until there's a personalized situation, right? Ten of Swords. You are so desperate right now, and I understand it. And again, I say it that I'm not dissing your feelings off. I hope you understand. I'm just using the words to describe the feeling that I'm picking up over here. Ten of Swords is this energy of feeling so desperate. Like, why won't you just come through for me? In order to realize that this is only, and I know this sounds actually very difficult, but you can only show up for yourself in those ways. And I'm going to tell you, one thing that you need to do is just start feeling it. Maybe just the ache of this person not being around. Step into your emotional body, King of Pentacles. Avoiding feeling the pain or the yearning for this person will not change things. You have to feel your yearning and you have to cry it out. Crying is the way we release emotions. Five of Pentacles in reverse. You feel so alone, and there's very little to less that this person gives you. Justice and Page of Pentacles. Maybe a lot of this relationship just exists in your thoughts and in there as well. And I don't think that's the right way to go about it. You're always gonna feel, deprived of the love that you deserve. And here I understand you didn't deserve what was done to you in your childhood, but we have to start taking ownership of our own life. If you don't like how this person treats you and you want somebody to show up in the reality, the thing is that you cannot change how they go about their journey. You can only change how you go about your journey. Take ownership where it's required. And I feel like when I say that, it sounds such a burden because a part of you is like, what the fuck do you think? I'm not trying to do my best. No, I see that you're trying to do your best, but mm, your energy is quite scattered and I don't want to give a lecture about it. I know where you're at, and I just don't think that being hard on you is the right way to go about it. So you can take whatever message feels right to you and just leave whatever doesn't. Intimidated. This person stays away from you because they also feel unworthy of you. And the thing is, changing belief patterns. I see more change in you. I'm not sure about this person, but I mean, it is going quite simultaneously, like together. It's like parallel lines moving together. There is quite a lot of improvement happening over here. If you're looking for more niche content from me, I have another channel called Feral Oracle. It has all spiritual readings. The link is given down below. I'm gonna pull out a few conclusive cards. Venus, yeah, I was just thinking about Venus. This is about your value and your worth. Let's think about a higher version of you, right? The woman or the man in the future that you're trying to become like, and you are becoming like her or him. That person would be relatively quite concrete and fulfilled, that if they see this person being incapable, they're not going to constantly go and poke the bear and be like, hey, are you going to show up? No, they're going to take away their attention because they feel and they know and they feel whole within themselves, that they're not going to pick someone that makes life more difficult. Instead, they're going to go for a person that actually adds to their life and makes it easier. That's the thought that I'm going to leave you with, okay? So, pile number 1, I wish you best of luck on your journey. I hope this reading was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon. So you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I am going to see you guys in another one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. So why can't you stop thinking about this person? Like, the first thing that I do pick up is that you've been doing a lot of healing work and you're doing really good, honestly. And that is not a message from me, that is a message from spirit, because I'm just the channeler. However, I do have a brain of my own. I don't know, I just felt the need to say that. It's like you are someone that is full of contradictions. That's the energy that I'm tapping into. And you know that this specific person is not showing up for you in the way that they should. This time around, it's not just about your self-worth or your confidence and not knowing your value. You're very well aware of who you are, what you bring to the table. It just seems like a question of lack mindset. This person might represent what you've been looking for a really long time, or they possibly could have been someone that was way better than what you've experienced before. Does that make sense? Like, they have the bare minimum ticked and they're a good person. That's what I feel like. They're a mannered person. You don't get very sexual or cunning, manipulative vibes from this person. But the connection between the both of you is challenging somewhere. And for some of you, if the draw is quite much, like, you think about them, when you see them, your heart starts racing. you're anxious to hit them messages. Then I don't know, but I got these few particulars which are telling me when you meet this person, you're very anxious or you have those butterflies. This is a connection. This is a genuine connection. Even though it might be karmic in nature for some of you. Um, I guess let's not be scared of the word karmic, because even with life partners, we have a karmic undertone. We learn things through them. So it's very possible that this person shows up for you in the way that you want them to. But it seems like I don't necessarily believe in this, but it sounds like right person, wrong timing. And the wrong timing is not just about maybe physical issues, but the readiness and the boldness of this person and your own. It seems like you're going to be breaking barriers with your own self, I guess, self understanding. Um, and this person has already or will start seeing you in a different light where they start showing up for you. But right now, something seems quite weird, is the word that I'm hearing, or just distrustful. You know that there's something between the both of you, and you know that they feel the same way too. It's not, again, I keep hearing, it's not about, consciously, it's not about how you look or who you are or being ashamed of your past or not being worthy of being chosen. It just seems like a little bit of like sticky complications that, and you feel very anxious of this. I feel like this person, in both of you, in fact, there's quite a lot of mixed energy over here. Be patient, it will come, the sun. So this is again about the same thing that I've been talking about. However, this is how this person will start looking at you in the future moving forward. Manifestation power, 1111. 1111 is like a wish come true, right? If this person fumbled you or something like that, it's like I see this person recognizing, maybe in the future, it depends on what your journey has been like, and most likely you'll figure out where this message applies. But I'm gonna say in the future, this person is gonna realize like what they were really dealing with, effort, conquering your demons. And I think that they most likely fumbled the ball over here because they were too scared of being absorbed in such strong feminine energy that you have, specifically if you're a woman. But if you're a man, it just signifies that the specific person just doesn't know how to reciprocate the level of emotional safety you're bringing as a man. Specifically, they're probably used to, and it always starts from their parents, right? Especially women and their relationship with their dads and fathers. So it's like maybe her father was not that open and he was abusive verbally or emotionally or mentally, so she gets scared, and vice versa. This could also talk about you, whoever the woman is still learning over here how to feel safe in an emotionally sensitive environment with a man. And his ability to hold her emotions can sometimes feel tricky, like a trick of the mind. Like, what are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. I can't trust you. It starts seeming fake, and you self-sabotage. You tend to self-sabotage. And I think that, again, now this message is moving forward gender neutral, man or a woman. It seems like the person that you were dealing with self-sabotage the situation because they were scared of deep intimacy. 8th house energy. So this person could be Scorpio. This person could be an earth sign. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm picking up on Piscean energy as well. So that's Neptune and Jupiter. It's like in their fantasies, they've thought about expanding a lot. And I feel like this person is going to bring in some sort of action in this connection. And if they do, again, because this is a general reading and it depends on how your situation unfolds, it's not important or necessary that even though I predict this energy, because this energy exists right now, it doesn't mean that it's false if it doesn't show up in the future, because energy changes, right? So right now what I'm channeling is somebody bringing in that effort and sticking with that effort. So if it happens and if it's destined for you to have this experience with this person moving forward in the future, I do see this as being a long term connection, or at least something that really changes your view towards men or women. It really depends on who you're dealing with. I'm picking up on a spider, like a web. This person is very, very protective of you. It's not, so to speak, as possessive, but protective, like scorpionic energy. I'm very loyal to the person I give my heart to. South node, destined to release. So this is somebody from your past. Is it? Very strong Leo energy over here. You could have recently gotten a haircut done, something you did to cleanse off energies of you, like a very good massage, spa day, hair, nails. Maybe you've been doing like equinox cleaning. I am recording this in the time of spring incoming. So you're maybe donating clothes or taking out clothes you don't want to keep. You're cleaning up your space, yourself, taking out energies of what went down recently or in the winter hibernation phase. A lot of lost friends, a lot of lost partners. Maybe you just came out of a relationship. There's a lot that you've left behind. Thought patterns and everything. You haven't seen your best self yet. You see, I have a bit of hope, the most dangerous feeling. I have a bit of hope in this person coming through because it's quite the game that I'm picking up. It's like I pick up this in the moment that they do want to put in a lot of effort, but it's not entirely up to them or you. This is a play of fate. That's what I'm really emphasizing upon. It's possible for some of you this person does show up. It's possible for some of you there is 100% somebody else better. Either ways, there's a better version of you that's evolving, that will only that only a person that is worthy of your attention can handle it and give that to you, and vice versa, worthy of them. A version of you that is worthy of them somewhere shows up. In a sense, it's not that you're not worthy right now, it's just about the container. The container you're operating from is so small from what you really want. And again, it's still emerging. Do you see the way I'm channeling? One way it's emphasizing on the limitations of it, one way it's still emphasizing on the progress you're making. This is healing because it's messy. It feels like shit, just like constant shit keeps happening in my life. And then the other day you feel so hopeful. You're like, wow, did you see how I handled that situation? That was different than I used to, right? That's what I'm really picking up. So this is not just about this person. It never was. So why can't you stop thinking about this person? We have Judgment and Queen of Wands, bottom of the deck. You are quite physically attracted to this person. Again, there's just something about this person that you're not seeing a lot of eligible people that fit your criteria around you, and something or few things about this person really struck out, so you were a bit like, oh, this is the best option right now. That's what I'm really seeing, and I don't see you in this energy of wanting to take action towards them, but it stays in your mind, and you kind of want to leave this in the past. But when I say this, you get sad because you don't really want to, because obviously you also want somebody to take care of you, right? Star in reverse, the Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. The cards are so nice. Opening with the Star in Aquarius in reverse, Queen of Swords tells me you have the right amount of discernment when it comes to this situation. So I'm not worried about you making any hasty decisions or something that doesn't align with what you want, because you might be showing up in the energy of Queen of Swords, but you have your best interests at heart, and also this person. It's not like you're looking forward to tell them off or abuse them or say something really mean. But this person knows that you're capable of that, because One part of me tells me that you're not completely healed from what has happened in this connection, or if it did, or it's coming from your past. So you're protecting that part of yourself, which is fine. You have good boundaries. If somebody oversteps them, that's only when you get a bit like rawr, like just back the fuck off. But you're coming from a good place. That's what the universe is noticing. And so does this person. The Eight of Swords in reverse tells me that this person knows that you know exactly what you want, and you're not going to be. You're not going to sacrifice. I take cards as I feel guided to. So we got the Two of Swords in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and the Magician. The reason why you can't stop thinking about them is because of this benchmark, this ceiling limit that you've presented of what you're worth. And it's coming from a scarcity mindset because maybe you don't see a lot of men or women around you the way you want them to be. It's just because you've not seen them, that doesn't mean they haven't existed. You still believe in God, right? You haven't seen him. Or God consciousness. You still believe in your soul. You haven't seen it, but you believe in it because it's within you. The higher self of a specific person that's meant to be a life partner comes through that I won't make you question. I won't make you question. I won't make you question whether I want you or not. And it's not about if this person that we're what's the word? Inquiring about, my bad, is the person or not. That's that's besides the point. I'm not trying to derail you from the path. Maybe this person turns out to be that person. Maybe this person leads you to that person. I feel that you're smart enough to realize not to dodge lessons, in that sense, because it always upgrades you in life. Everything is working out for you. But the higher self of the person that you're meant to be with was a big question mark because we don't know who that is saying, I won't make you doubt. So now all the cards are on your table, literally, right here. All the cards are on the table. You make whatever decision you like. You want to still be with this person, that's completely fine. I'm not worried about you. The Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, I'm not worried about you. But I guess I just say that maybe don't make this decision out of hastiness or impulsivity. Like, oh, I feel so lonely. I've been alone for so long. I completely understand that. Okay, I do. It gets difficult, but think of those times where it was difficult and you still felt alone, having an emotionally corrupted person around you. How alone you felt. Is it not better to be by yourself than to somewhere, quote unquote, settle for three-fourths of what you deserve? That's what I'm really picking up over here. If you're looking for more niche content from me, I have another channel called Feral Oracle. It has all spiritual readings. The link is given down below. I'm going to pull out a few conclusive cards. Again, I really hope that you don't see it as a this or a that situation. I'm not saying that if you still feel drawn to this person, don't explore your connection with them. I'm not even saying that if you feel drawn to just being by yourself right now and waiting, that's also fine. It's not, oh, look how smart and resilient I am. No, this is not about proving yourself. I already know you're smart and you're capable. Maybe this is just about joy and maybe not being that hard on yourself. Honestly, this is quite contrary to the advices you're probably gonna find, but life is not always meant to be lived in fear. It's not always meant to be so restrictive. But if you're, again, that's the but. It's so objective. What a person really wants is so objective. It's not right or wrong. Heart expansion, cracked open. Your heart center is expanding. You are deserving of unconditional love. It's just your choice. I, say that experience it to the fullest. experience everything you want to. Okay, so pile number two, this was your reading. I'm gonna leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I am gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number three. If you chose the rose quartz, this will be your reading on why can't you stop thinking about this specific person. So, this person has a very strong earthy energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They could have a moon, sun, moon rising, Venus, moon. I'm picking up on the moon that they have. That is, it could be Mars. Um, yeah, I'm picking up that Martian energy, moon. They could have moon in earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They could also have a Gemini moon, and they have strong Martian energy, which is passion, or they're showing up as that. But I'm hearing that this specific person has a lot of sexual energy towards you rather than emotional. You could be friends with this person, and there's nothing new that you don't know deep down that I would be touching base with. That's what I'm hearing. You're a very intuitive person. You are already aware of what you're dealing with and why you're in that situation. As a objective point of view, you can see yourself as a third person and you know exactly what you're going through. In fact, I'm hearing that you also know what's the solution to this. For some of you, it's like you know that you just need to go cold turkey with this person. We have the card of returning in reverse, going with the flow, going with the flow. Uranus. I think you are aware of the fact that this connection has ended. It's dead. Now, trying to revive it would be forcing it. The natural flow of it is gone. Now it's more like attachment remaining to it. You do really like this person. Your mind kind of dabbles between healing and transcendence, restoring hope and achieving success. If I had to be honest, the way that they somewhere think about you is as someone they could have at their beck and call. I'm taking a bit of time to really understand this energy because there's a lot over here, and a lot of people are going to pick this pile. I can feel the energy. So it seems like the messages should be taken with a grain of salt. You know that what you want is a lot more than what they're giving or willing to give or capable of giving. Very intuitive energy on your end. You could actually be very tapped in with your gifts or be a psychic yourself or a reader or just a very intuitive being. This situation is about your self-worth. You're gonna say like, I know that. It's just you're struggling to let go of this person because you're chasing or you're wanting some sort of validation. You already know that, yeah, the Gemini energy, dualistic nature, that they have this part that wants to be nice to you and be in a relationship with you, but they also have this part that is emotionally a bit rather more stunted than mature in your comparison. If we remove the self worth aspect, you're very emotionally mature. You're still integrating shadow aspects within you. I think I'm going to point out a couple of things, and one of them is that you are so self-depreciating. It's not cute to be that self-depreciating. I wonder if you almost settle for people that are still a work in progress, but they just don't change how they really are. The difference between that and between you and them being work in progress is that you're willing to work on those things. But this person, I don't know. It's a lot like a thought more than action. This is a very smart person, but I hate to say it, they don't like you as much as they would be willing to put in that work. And somebody really needs to tell you this. If you've been watching all sorts of tarot readings that just tell you about mixed match energy, mixed feelings, and everything, if somebody shows you mixed feelings, like just trust it, man. Just trust it. They don't like you enough. And it's got nothing to do with how beautiful you are and how hardworking you are and how kind of a person you are. It's about preferences, sometimes it's about the timing in their life, sometimes it's got nothing to do with you, sometimes it's their own personal fears. But you should not see somebody's fondness for you as one aspect while considering to pour your heart out. Yeah, obviously they should like you. You should have chemistry. You find them physically attractive. They find you physically attractive. You should have emotional compatibility. Do your spiritual values align? Does your mindset align? What is it that I'm gonna say that your situation with this person, it's not just about love over here. Whether you like this person, whether they like you, it's about other factors that you need to start taking seriously into consideration when you're looking for somebody to settle down with, because this is the pile that is waiting for a life partner, not just anybody that they could just date. And sometimes I think it gets quite lonely for you. You're busy taking care of yourself, you do a great job taking care of yourself, you might be in a phase, in fact I'm very sure you are in this phase of cleaning up your life. Sometimes you get down in the dumps. I don't know what has happened recently, or something that emotionally keeps taking place consecutively due to your parents, is what I'm hearing, or family members. It's like the backbone is disrupted, so I constantly find myself in a state whenever there's disturbance in my life, I look for somebody outside of me to take care of it so that I don't have to deal with it. Wanting a stranger or hoping a stranger to fix everything that's in your wrong is kind of stupidity, isn't it? And in fact, it just enables a distraction. We end up making bad choices. So I don't know what phase you're in right now. Again, um, our life is ours. Our life is our own. It's not that person will come and everything will just become jolly, and we're so mentally ingrained with that because of movies and fantasies, and it's the whole cinematic experience. If we break it down, it's just meant to engage all our senses and we get lost in it. If you're watching a movie you really like, you kind of become a part of that character. If something happens, you shed a tear or two. That's how you engaged you are in that story. You're supposed to meant to forget everything that is happening in your own life. That's a cinematic experience. But we forget that we come back to a real life and then we feel so sad about it. And that's what we're looking for, a cinematic experience to fall into, so that we don't have to deal with what, or the cards that we were dealt with, or the pain that resides within us. Does that make sense? It's like you need to ground yourself, or you need to think about realistically why you have non-negotiables, because you worked so hard, and coming down to that level where let the other person rise to your level, don't. come down to their level. It's just not worth it. And this person is not emotionally capacitated to take care of you and give you what you really want, the understanding. In the end, specifically for women, what happens is that they start going crazy, literally. They start becoming uglier. They can't take care of their natural, what you call it, features. They can't enhance it, of course, and they can't focus on work. They're a mess. It's like you deal with a person that's not meant for you, and the universe has told you, and watch yourself actually start looking shabby because you don't have the time to flourish. You're just surviving. I think you need to really, really think about where is this coming from, and it's just coming from a place where you feel emotionally pushed back. Something may have happened, or something keeps happening in your life that think you're more than a partner looking for someone to save you from this pain. I don't know what it is. I empathize with it. I can understand that it must be a really deep pain. Maybe it comes from a place of not having great family members or parents. It's a constant pattern of hoping they put my emotional well being first, but they don't. So I look for it outside, and right now I'm not able to find people that match my level, whether it's friends or partners, specifically partner. So then this person comes in my mind because they were the best of all I had experienced. So I keep thinking about them because I'm looking for some warmth. I'm not even looking for a partner. My heart, my soul is looking for a place to rest, a relationship that I don't have to fight in. And the irony would be to choose someone that cannot give you that, because it will be the same thing you did not get. You're looking for peace, right? How do you think you're going to get that with someone that's not in alignment with you? Hangman, Nine of Wands in reverse. You are in this place where you want to let down the guard, not furthermore build it. We get lonely, we get attached to people, we get lonely, and we even make a donkey look like a king in our minds. Like, we'll just switch the story around. It's just a fact. Sometimes people get lonely and they actually forget their worth. And it's difficult. I know it's very difficult. But you have so much passion for life to just settle for whatever this is, just to settle for it. This is settling. I want to tell you, this is settling. You are settling on this person, wherever your relationship is with them, even if they're not in your life. Upright reverse. This person gives you the bare minimum, and you don't feel safe with this person. Seven of Wands. You don't feel safe with this person. This is coming to an end, is what I'm picking up. Hold out a bit longer and see what happens instead of impulsively acting upon it, okay? Hold out a bit longer. Something is going to break you through it. I want to tell you that the universe is watching you. The universe is watching this phase in your life. The universe is watching what is happening over here. The universe is guiding you through this. Just wait a bit longer, because there are things that you need to understand and purge. I'm not gonna bait you into saying that there's somebody else better in the future. I am pretty sure there must be, but that's not what I want to talk about or feel the energy to talk about. This is about this specific person that you're hung up on. You're settling. You're just someone that is looking for that peace. You're looking for someone to take care of you, and that is so justified with what you've been through, to just feel safe. And I refuse to believe that you haven't found those relationships in your life, even if it's just one. It should be like when you sit down with your pet, if you have a pet, and you can just share whatever is on your mind without feeling like it's going to be used against you. That's what good relationships and people that are right for you make you feel like. Not the one you have to tiptoe around. What should I say? And should I say it? Is it safe over here? No. It's your body telling you, I don't feel safe. It's just not aligning. And if you can imagine this person as being the mother or the father of your children, then it's worth considering. If you can't, simply because they're not even that nice to you, you don't see your values, mindset, lifestyle aligning. You are someone that is open minded because of your struggles. You would like the other person to also nurture your kids like that. Somewhere you're settling, and you should consider changing that. Your fixation upon this person would require willpower. In a sense, you push yourself to realize that he or she might be close to it, but this is not it. It's a counterfeit energy. That's what I'm telling you. It's a counterfeit energy. This is settling. You haven't had a partner in a long time. You haven't felt that romantic. You haven't felt like it in a long time. I get it. It gets difficult. I've been there. I am there multiple times. It's a part of human nature. It has got nothing to do with how enlightened, how smart, how efficient, how worthy you feel. Loneliness is a state of being that comes with humanity. You just have to accept it. I remind myself that every time I feel lonely, despite having best of people around, because that is just a humanly state. I feel like we're just made like that. Imagine yourself having that perfect partner and still having loneliness around. It's got nothing to do with them or not having the perfect life. 10 of Wands. I'm telling you, they're at the last straw of it. Just hold on a bit longer. Remind yourself of who you really are. Ooh, these cards are great. King of Cups, the Empress, and the High Priestess. You will meet someone at the right time. I can't say. Um, I'm not the god of your life. I can't say exactly when you meet that person. But at least you can take this. I think the good question that I keep hearing from Spirit is that just ask, can you see this person being the mother or the father of your children? I think you'll get your answer. Because you're a very sensitive person, so you know exactly why Spirit is asking this question. You know exactly why Spirit needs you to think about it. If you're looking for more niche content from me, I have another channel called Feral Oracle. It has all spiritual readings. The link is given down below. We have the art of finding beauty in the imperfections of life. I just really want to say self-depreciating is not cute. Pile number 3. Don't find flaws in yourself, please. You're I want to say perfect, but then that's such a hefty word, you know. And for some of you, it brings out your trauma. I think that you are very hardworking, you are kind, you're naturally empathetic, you're very loyal, you're a detail oriented person, you notice everything about people around you. For some of you, gift giving is your love language. You take care of your bills as you should. You're a free spirit person. You want people to love and you want to love them. What else exists out there? I don't know, you tell me. What do people really look for in a partner? Won't these be the descriptions that you'd want in a life partner at the end of the day? You're literally that, and you should Remind yourself always that you deserve somebody that pays full attention to you, who isn't confused when they meet you. They just simply aren't for you then. Okay, so pile number 3, this was your reading. I'm gonna leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button. Subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I am gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 4. If you choose the phosphosiderite, this will be a reading on why can't you stop thinking about this person. I pick up on, initially there's this energy of a lot of curiosity. It is this type of crush energy, like curiosity when you don't exactly know a person. This is, I guess, lack of information, whether they reciprocate the same level of interest. It's a lot of cards. I'm gonna take this one. Through the veils of illusion, embrace the truth. Yeah, there's an illusion over here because you don't exactly know who this person is and what they're like. You're curious. There's some things about this person that you've been looking for. They fit your criteria, basically. We have mutable signs: Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Gemini. And we have the Yang energy: proactivity, expression, doing, moving forward, motion forward. Forward motion, my bad, sorry. It's like you want to get to know this person. I picked up this card hearing how do they really feel. I'm getting that this person may also have feelings of jealousy towards you. They feel territorial. So that's quite promising. But they could struggle with the fear of rejection. They don't see themselves as worthy of you, I think, in some shape or form. And initially, because they don't know you that well either, this is coming from appearance. This is physical appearance unworthiness. They don't think that, they feel you're out of their league. That's why they're not approaching you. Or they also don't know what they would do. Yeah, see? Not worthy. Thank you, spirit. Inferiority. But there's also this question of like, what do I even do? I don't know if, and because this question is arising already, it could be a situation where the other person just isn't ready for a relationship. Because if when you like someone, you gradually think of getting to know them slowly by slowly, right? There's a lot of anxiety on this person's end that I'm picking up, and you as well. Somebody is clenching their jaw, or you're holding your fist too tightly in a way. Your nails are pressing your palm. It's some sort of extreme level of anxiety and nervousness when it comes to this person. It's like you feel a bit numb as well, and you want to feel something. You are definitely infatuated or obsessed with this person. And it's safe to say right now it's the idea of them, because you don't exactly know who this is. So it's like lack of information breeding into your obsessive patterns, because you're like, hey, who is this person? I'm really attracted to them. You think and you stalk them every day. subconsciously you've been looking for somebody that looks like that, and when somebody has like one or two good traits, we associate them with more positive traits. So if this person is like really neat or hygienic, dresses really well, so you think that they'd present themselves really well or they treat you right. It's just a question mark. I'm not saying that they wouldn't or they would. It's just on face value. The question is also why you can't stop thinking about them is because you don't really know them. So your mind is going at all um, peaks of these corners in your mind. It's just wandering around, allowing itself to just wonder or make ideas of who they could be and how they would treat you and how you'd have fun with them, and fantasizing about what it could be is also majorly because that's what you want in a partner and you'd like them to do that for you. Intuitively, there's some sort of message that you're receiving about this person that they may not be what you're looking for because you've already gotten some sort of hint through their existing behavior or conversation with them. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. They are not moving towards you. Why are they not moving towards you? They're resistant to change. Ace of Cups in reverse. Unworthiness. King of Swords. They're thinking too logically about this. For some of you, this is also an ex. You don't really know much about them right now. Or a past person. Yeah, I feel that quite strongly. If you made it through the couple of made it through couple to the beginning of this reading where I just defined this reading as a crush, and you stuck around because you knew this is your pile, then I feel like for some of you it's coming out to be about an ex as well. It's kind of like a filtration process sometimes by spirit. That's how I'm seeing it. The Ten of Cups and the Nine of Wands. There is this territorial energy, but then they're not making those moves towards you. I I wanna say that they're not that. It's somebody who wants a relationship but doesn't want to put in the work in themselves. This person will probably communicate with you, or they talk a lot of shit and they don't do much. That's the type of person that you're dealing with. They talk a lot of shit but they don't do, or they don't follow up with much. That's what spirit wants to let you know if you haven't dealt with them before. It's like this person processes things in a very swift manner. Like sometimes they'll say the things that they need to say in order to get their work done, and even if that work is to appeal you in some shape or form, not to get anything from you but just to present themselves in a way. It's also a way of, I don't know if I'd categorize it as self-sabotage, but shape-shifting, and not exactly. It's like a mask, not shape-shifting. It's like I want to present myself in the way I think you'd like people. So this person has been stalking you if they have access to that, stalking your likes and your dislikes, or just assuming what you'd like. So because there's a lot of room for assumption, it's a lot about, well, what would they be like? One of the first impressions that they've had about you is that you're a bold personality. That's what I'm picking up. This could be an optional message, or a very responsible person. I'm hearing bold, responsible, and detached. The King of Swords is also referring to a detached person. So it's like maybe both of you come across as like, oh, I don't really like them. I'm just not going to give them too much of my attention. Ace of Cups in reverse on both ends, somewhere. If you're asking if this interest is mutual, do they like you and notice you? Yes. A majority of you, yeah. But then again, you know what's the risk of such readings when you're watching general readings and it's about a crush? Sometimes it can be off. The reading can be a bit off because it's not always mandatory that they like you. I just felt the need to mention it from spirit because in a perfect world, all our emotions would be reciprocated, but that's not possible. And that's not being pessimistic, that's being realistic, because you should be okay if somebody says no to you. If you're not, then I don't know what I'd call that situation. But everybody experiences rejection, or um, I'm not going to say unrequited, but somewhere where it's probably not mutual, or it's just a bit more of fantasizing. Sometimes we project. Sometimes our feelings are not just reciprocated. I'm not trying to break your heart, but being very realistic with that. So it's possible for some of you that's true. Okay, we're gonna do a mini pick a card. That's what Spirit tells me to solve this. If this person that I'm talking about, that you have a crush on, do they have that feeling for you back or not? I'm gonna use another deck. Number 1 and number 2. That's it, yeah. So if you chose number 1, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. No, this person doesn't like you. They don't want to put in the work. They may or may not notice you, but they don't like you in that way. Second pile, yeah, they do. So you knew because there were 2 options only, right? Um, and I'm sorry if you got the first one. The person does not like you back in that way. And the second one, yes, the other person does. There's a possibility of something very spiritual, like a spiritual undercurrent with the situation with your person. The Judgment card, Libra energy. It's a lot about self-worth over here. It's so much illusion in what I want you to be, however, both piles. Just like I'm gonna put out a few separate cards for the ones where it's not reciprocated. Pile number 1. Ace of Swords in reverse. 6 of Swords in reverse. You're not able to accept the fact that it is what it is, right? It's turning out to be quite difficult for you. Ooh, Judgment for you now. Yeah, you're gonna have to really absorb the pill that maybe this person doesn't feel the same way about you, pile number 1. Libra, I just said it's about self-worth over here because Libra is related with Venus. Venus is the planet of love. You want to give and you want to receive love. You'd like that, right? Of course you would. And that's what we're moving towards. I heard motion past, motion granted. It's like that is available for you. Emotionally mature person who reciprocates your feelings. I keep hearing intuition, intuitive. It's like you know if they like you enough or not. And you've been, if you've been, sorry, my bad, tongue tied. If you've been thinking about messaging this person, don't do it. I'd say don't do it because we have type and delete. Or if this person doesn't take you seriously, just try to like get away from this situation. You shouldn't have to prove your worth. It's not about how you look or who you are. They could have a past, is what I am picking up. It's just something different. Sometimes we're not the other person's type. Um, anything could happen. We feel like we want to be chosen. It's a tough pill to swallow. However, if you still do interact with them, which is also an option, that's completely up to you. If you feel like still shooting your shot, that's also there. I guess you'd find out certain things about this person because the Eight of Pentacles in reverse is indicating that reciprocity not being shared over here, and that might make it quite evident for you despite a tarot reading, right? And for the second pile, where the person does like them, there is a strong spiritual sense over here. Two of Wands in reverse, the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Eight of Swords in reverse. Wow, mental energy. You don't feel stable enough in this situation, however, even though they do reciprocate it, you don't know where to take it. What do I do with these feelings? You're kind of stuck. Who's gonna make the first move? Who's gonna be the one that, oh, it's usually supposed to be the guy, but the guy is like, oh no, I'm too scared. What if she rejects me? There's quite this game being played right now. You're stuck simply because you want answers. You want it to be in reality, whether this person likes you back or not. Power struggle, yes. Instability, inconsistency. It's like this initial phase where you're encountering certain level of inconsistency and power dynamics due to fear of rejection. Like, I don't want to show them I like them so much. I'm gonna keep myself busy. I can't stop thinking about them. I don't want to show them. And even in the case where it's not mutually reciprocated, it's like I just want to show them and manifest the heck out of them. They are gonna like me. It genuinely seems like a spiritual lesson that's involved in the form of this crush situation in your life. If you're looking for more niche content from me, I have another channel called Feral Oracle. It has all spiritual readings. The link is given down below. I'm gonna pull out a few conclusive cards for your reading. What do I have from Spirit? Soul collective, embodiment of your authentic self will attract the tribe that aligns with your soul. Yeah, it shouldn't have to be this power struggle with your crush. Oh, who's gonna reach out? I'm not gonna reach out, or they're gonna reach out. I'm the woman, they're gonna reach out, and even it's fine. It's like if you're a woman that wants the man to approach you, then why are you getting worked up over the one that wouldn't approach you? It's because you're still recognizing that you're worth being pursued in some shape or form, right? That's what I'm really picking up. It's not exactly about who is gonna do what. There is incompatibility over here. If it's not easily flowing, right? Both cases, whether they like you or not, there is incompatibility over here. I just hope you recognize that the right people wouldn't take so much work and dissecting it and reading into their actions. What did that mean? This mean that was that song for me? Was that post for me? Was that for me? Did they point out for me? Or was that snap enough communication? Or was that meme shared enough communication? Like, of course not. It's not enough, is it? At this age, I'm assuming you'd want somebody to take concrete actions towards you, man or a woman. It's not about gender norms over here. And if it's still about gender norms, how you like to be pursued through equality or old school, then there's incompatibility. Or maybe they just don't want to do it. Take it for face value instead of trying to dissect and reread and analyze every action that they take. That's what I think, okay? Pile number 4, this was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 5. If you chose the ocean jasper, this would be a reading on why can't you stop thinking about this person. We have the fifth house, which is passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. There is a sense of rejection over here. It's almost like you've tried to prove yourself to this person, show them how great you are. Um, this is like a yin and yang energy, the duality of life. You know, spiritually or intuitively, that it's not just about your attraction or your desire for this person, but somewhere you feel hooked to their approval or their validation. It's like you want this person to show you that you are worthy of being loved by them and chosen by them. It is some sort of emotional foundation from your childhood, stemming from a place of not feeling loved, that you want this person to make an action towards you so that you can have the feeling of being loved. It's almost like not exactly understanding the dynamic to its fullest, but still understanding enough on your end that you're looking for this person to choose you so that you can feel worthy. You're looking for a confirmation, perhaps, and this could be loosely termed or placed, because I'm not gonna say that every one of you is going to agree with exact each and every word that I'm saying or how I'm understanding the energy, simply because this is a general reading, but because you know your situation better, and I'm just going to be a channeler trying to map things out a bit more for you, in a sense. Does that make sense? It's like I'm going to place certain things out that you may already know, or help you navigate your feelings that you already have a good grasp upon. So it seems like the fifth house energy is talking about creative endeavors and romance as well. Um, you've tried to show this person different sides of you so that they choose you. That's what I'm really feeling. So that they're like, wow, you're so great. And I don't know if it's with the way that you talk, the way that you dress, the way that you do things, your I don't know, like academics or extracurricular, or just your hobbies, your career. You're just trying to show this person some shape or form that look how great I am. And you want them to look at you and be like, wow, and leave the person they're with or stop doing whatever they're doing. Because they could be quite focused on themselves and their work and just their own routines and their friendship and their social circle. This could be an ex of yours, is also what I am picking up, or somebody that you used to be involved with. You just kind of want to show this person, like, hey, look at me. There's a song by Doja, look at me, look at me. You're looking. I forgot. I don't remember the name. It's like you don't want to deal with the fear of rejection that you're facing inside. Two of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. You're a bit aware of it. You're scratching the surface as to what this represents for you, why you're so hooked on this person. Yeah, I feel fairly like it's quite there. Saturn, Capricorn, Venus, Taurus. This is about you understanding that this is about your worth. Yeah, Devil. You want to let go of it, but the thing is that this is about a part of you more than about this person. Even though the title does suggest about this reading being about you, why you can't stop thinking about this person, it is still, I'm hearing the hypocrisy within your energy, or you're seeing your own double standards, or it's like there's judgment coming up for still being stuck on this person, where the judgment separates it from you. It's like it's you meet that resistance or that judgment within you with compassion by understanding why do you feel the way you do, and it is clearly linked with proving yourself. The fifth house does represent childhood, but it is about this childlike energy. Like, hey, look at me, look at me. It's like a kid creating or making a sand castle, and then, waiting for the parents to give a reaction like, wow, you're so good at it. It's like a 5-year-old kid. So you're waiting for this person to acknowledge your your self-expression, your creativity in some shape or form, to see how talented you are in order to give you a positive remark that wow, you're like so good looking, or you're so um amazing. Eight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Five of Swords in reverse. You're so aware of why, what is happening. And I know that saying this constantly, that you're aware about it, doesn't take away from the pain or let you loosen the grip on this situation, because I think what you're again dealing with is from your childhood. It's not about this person. They're just the person that is bringing out these feelings, and it's not exactly their doing. Maybe it is, but it's not exactly about them. That's what I want to say. This is all about you. This whole situation is about you. It's I'm going to take the liberty of saying this with, um, or maybe knowing that this may trigger you and this may make you feel like, what are you saying? But it's not exactly what they're doing. They're just being themselves, who they are, whether you agree with it or not, whether you agree with them being an expression of themselves, however it is, they're just being themselves. You're so bothered by it. You want this person. You've placed your worth in their hands. And I know that this is not consciously being done. This is coming from a place of yawning. This is coming from a place of being hurt in your own life by your own parents. Um, but it seems like you are learning to deal with the cards that you were dealt with, in a sense that intuitively you're trying to navigate your way around this blocked energy that is seeking approval about your being, as perhaps somewhere perfectionistic and also critical of your own self, because perfectionistic and critical go hand in hand. This is strong Virgo energy. um it's like you feel so drawn to this person by default, and you just want to grow out of it. I can sense your desperation, Jupiter energy and Saturn as well. It's like you want to just grow out of this. You don't want to be in this situation. You have an understanding about these things, that's what I hear. But I think the greatest tip that I can give you is stop judging yourself for still wanting that approval from them and your parents. We go at the root cause of this. It's like you're talking to a therapist, and the therapist is going to start asking you, so what happened in your childhood? And you're just going to get irritated, like, what's it got to do with my childhood? But that's where it all started from, right? I have the card of Pluto, transformation. I just keep feeling the need to say it's not about this person. They're not doing anything. They're just being themselves however they are. It's your business to look after why you're so pressed by them being themselves and however they are, and in your language, if they're amazing or being a douche. It's completely up to you. I want to say that this is your problem. It's not theirs, that you feel so bothered by them just doing their own thing, and you are looking for them to validate your existence, to be worthy of it. That's not how you will be able to navigate your life. All piles are different, right? You were drawn to this one. So think about why you're getting this message, instead of if there's a bone that's, part of you that's getting defensive. Because when we take ownership, and this is something that I apply quite thoroughly, in fact, not even quite, it's something that I apply rigorously with myself. If you want to grow, you have to take ownership for how you feel, instead of trying to manage life by tiptoeing around paths that hurt within you, because you're spending life avoiding it and creating situations and trying to control the whole universe around you, which is impossible. That's why they say that you can only control and change yourself and your emotions and the way you feel, instead of trying to change how the other person is with you. So take ownership, and I'm sure that you must be. We have Jupiter and Gemini here as well. We have Pluto and Scorpio again. Uranus, Libra, Neptune. There's a very strong presence of Uranus, Saturn, which is also Aquarius, which we don't have right now. It's like you think that running away from this person, physically avoiding them or blocking them would help you, but it's like you're trying to avoid parts of you. Trying to externally cut it off when it actually exists internally. Is it that this person is literally dissecting parts of you? If we could actually visualize that and putting those feelings inside you, or are they already there and they're just an external trigger point of what exists? Because if they were acting even great or douchey, would it actually bother you if it was not inside of you? It's like trying to map out your life in a way that you talk and you dress and you look and you post pictures and you do your things, and it's like a performance charade for this person to notice you at some conscious, unconscious, well, I'm hearing conscious level. You're trying to do things so that this person looks at you. You're struggling with the reality of the fact that your worth is not in their hands and you're giving it in their hands where it is not supposed to be. You define who you are and what you're like, and you could be a very artistic person because it's the fifth house energy, it's a creative energy. You're trying to perform for this person to see how great you are, but it's not for them to decide, because self-worth stands for self-worth. It means it comes from it comes from me, and what I think about myself is what's being shown to me. And this is a hard pill to swallow for all of us, because we want somebody else to take the responsibility of how we feel, even though we understand at some logical level that my happiness is my responsibility. But how do we adapt with such painful experiences? We go back to the core of it. So your solution is not in the present scenario, it is within you and the past version of you that used to be very, very young, basically. The solution is not in this person's hand, it never was. How can they control how you feel until there are certain parts in which you give them that power energetically? The Chariot, the Queen of Pentacles. See, the worth, the value is always there. It was before this person arrived, it is right now, and it will remain after this person leaves or stays. They're not going to take that value away, but them being an extension of it, if they choose you and they make you feel worthy, that feeling of worthiness is an extension. It's not something that's coming from inside, is it? So the moment if they do walk away, that feeling of worthiness that was externally derived will walk away with them. How is that it's a permanent solution? It's like a temporary band-aid on a permanent wound. This person is not the problem of your pain. You have to, or I guess, allow me to explain this in a way that makes sense to you, where we put however this person behaves, has behaved, continues to do. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. Oh, she did that. Oh, she's mean. He's dominating. He's this. He's that. He's cunning. We keep all of their behavior traits aside and we notice how we're placing ourselves in this situation. Where is our ownership? And the fact that we're still in a place where we don't feel completely loved and seen for it. There's a part of you that knows you're not appreciated for all that you are, and that's why you're trying so hard to show how great you are. This person is not the right people. Is, you know how they say the right people see you? This person is not the right person. They're not your right people. You're having to prove yourself again and again. It's just being in the wrong group. You will try to build a life around the pain of rejection that you have felt in your childhood. This is Plutonian energy, deep shadows and obsession with this person, and any person that shows you any sort of attention or a glimmer of the fact that they see you, or affection, because I guess your definition of intimacy has been quite on the surface since childhood, that you feel like, wow, I'm developing an emotional foundation. I get a sense of belongingness. They see me. But you're outgrowing that as well, minute by minute. The more work you're doing on yourself, you're outgrowing that person as well. And that's why maybe if they seemed fitting for a few months or even for a few weeks or years in your past, today the truth has changed. It has changed because you have changed. And maybe now you have more difficulty with this person because you're not on the same level. It's not about who's above who or who's beneath the other one. It's not about that. It's just the um, factual path of life. We drift apart from people that no longer fit with us, and our vibrations have discrepancies. We're not aligning with each other as well as we used to before. And I do feel that this person has developed bitterness for the fact that you've outgrown them. They can see that you've outgrown them. But see, it's again, it's something that spirit was not telling you before, because you had to understand that it's not about them. Again, this sense of knowing that you've outgrown them gives you a feeling like, oh yes, I'm doing better than they are, or yeah, I'm smarter than them, even though I lack over here. It's just compensating for how you still feel. There's like aching pain in your heart. And that's probably the reason why I pick up that you feel tired all the time. It's not, I don't think it's like an iron deficiency or B12 or something like that. It's just, I feel like your heart has been quite blocked, and doing all of this emotional work is going to open wells of energy for you. You know, the heart is where the energy comes from, right? And the amount of pain that you're carrying, the more you're going to take steps towards it, you're going to stop struggling with your body as well, constantly feeling fatigued. It's not an iron deficiency. I think it's just how much pressure your nervous system has been under, that it wants to finally, it's like just a pressure cooker going off. Like, I want to release this pressure. And this person is major catalyst for this. It's not what they're doing. Yeah, we have the card of healing, releasing trauma, inner child growth, maturity, perfectionistic tendencies. Wow. Inadequacy. You already feel not worthy enough. And let's not tiptoe around it. Let's not get mad because I said that. Let's not get mad because I'm not coddling up this emotion. This emotion does not need to be coddled up and tiptoe around. This emotion needs to come out, and it needs to speak to you, and it needs to tell you that I'm really hurt. Your feelings of inadequacy do not need to be avoided and resisted. They need to be, or they shouldn't be comforted. This feeling needs to come out. This needs to meet with, you need to meet with this resistance so that you can deal with it, instead of trying to protect and curb a life around this feeling so that nothing happens and nobody triggers this feeling. Really, what I how I really feel about myself, that I don't feel good enough. The more you get uncomfortable, the more you're going to learn from the situation. And given that pain is the price we pay for consciousness, this uncomfortable situation is quite the learning curve for you in your life. Mental clutter, lack of action, chaos, inconsistency. There's a very direct link in how you feel day to day, and you're not able to sleep, thinking about what do they think of me, how do they feel, watching pick a card readings, just trying to figure out how do they really feel. Do they think good of me, do they think bad of me, what did they think of that outfit that I wore, what did they think of that article that I posted, what did they think of that cover, music cover that I made, did they check that picture out, did they watch it, are they watching it from a burner account? It's like you just want them to look after everything you're doing. You really want to get out of this hellhole feeling of, you're just trying to navigate your life around, like how to, exactly manage so that this feeling of unworthiness that already exists, it just doesn't get triggered, and you are somewhere resistant to feeling it. A good way would be to just stop lying to yourself that you don't already feel like this, and maybe you do. Maybe you do acknowledge it, but what you're going to do about it is go back to your childhood. You're going to see about how they both made you feel, your parents, your family members. How did they make you feel, and why does it really feel like this? You don't have to dig so deep in understanding how will you do this work. You just have to first of all let it come to the surface, whatever is coming up. If you're looking for more niche content from me, I have another channel called Feral Oracle. It has all spiritual readings. The link is given down below. I'm gonna pull a few conclusive cards. Page of Pentacles again. A token of information, High Priestess, in reverse. It's like it's bubbling up to the surface. Let it come up. A token, or like what do you say, a piece of information with every trigger comes up that I don't like this and this is causing disturbance within me. It's affecting the way I see myself and is bringing out this pain within me that kind of overrules or dictates my life. I take friendships, people, romantic partners into consideration, how to keep this a foundation of security intact so that they don't trigger this feeling that's quite like an atom bomb within me. You just poke it and it's ready to burst out, and I want to run away from if you ever make me feel like I'm not good enough. But you, did you actually make me feel like it, or is it that something that already exists within me? Excluding people that are actually quite mean, or they just project their own feelings of unworthiness. This is a situation where things just tend to bubble up out of nowhere, and then you're just like bolt, I don't want to talk to them, until it takes you a few days and then you realize like, hey, okay, maybe the situation was not that bad. But in terms of this person, this is not your people. Like, you know how they say right people, this is not your person, or however you like to say, because when I say this is not your person, it takes straight into the heart, like a arrow into the heart, and you're like, shit man, like why is she saying that? You know, it's quite painful. But when I rather describe it as these are not your people, it's a little bit of a low blow. It's like, okay, it's still bearable, you know. Something about the quantitative measure when it's spoken in terms of word is a bit less argumentative on the person hearing it, I guess. So, you know, it's you're having a power struggle with your ego and your own intelligence. I'd say let the emotions lead this. None of those, just let the emotions lead this. Okay, so pile number 5, this was your reading. I'm gonna leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I am gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye.